What a beautiful Sunday morning to talk to the tube. So if you guys are new to the channel, if you're still here after that little edit and whatever I start this video off with, you're probably not the person who cares about watching videos that are super edited and dopamine driven and you got all these animations and these flashes and things. I like to keep my content just relatable and raw and authentic, and I guess that's why I'm coming out here and sitting on this swing about to talk to you guys about why you are struggling to see the results that you thought you would get when you started in the gym. So there are numerous things. This is not going to be a short video. Once again, if you're new to my content, I don't make the short videos. I don't make the little 4-minute dopamine, do this, eat this many grams of protein. Like, I talk about some of those tactical things, but I like to dive deeper. I like to try to tell stories and help you guys make connections on why you have all the information, you have all the knowledge, and you're still not doing the things that you should be doing or getting the results you should be getting. So if you're new to my channel, I have always wanted to make content that simplifies fitness and nutrition. There's so many bodybuilders, there's so many fitness influencers, there's just so much information out there. It's so easy to upload information. Anyone can give their opinion or their advice. And then you're getting on social media and you're seeing all these different physiques. You're seeing all this different stuff that just bombards you and overwhelms you. And like, you know, I've been training for 10 years now. And even back then, I was still kind of overwhelmed and I still struggled with program hopping and doing all these other things. And so the goal that I want to share and the goal of all of my content is to take all of this overwhelm, take all this confusion, distill it, dissect it, and give you guys easily implementable advice that you can then take, apply to your life, and then see results. So the first thing that I want to get clear is that I'm not a bodybuilder. I don't ever plan to be one. I actually think bodybuilding should be looked at in a much more negative way than how much it gets promoted nowadays. A lot of people don't admit their drug abuse. They don't admit their mental and emotional issues, or the pain and the things that they put their body through. And all you see on social media is the highlights. And so I more make my channel, and you know, I kind of coined my course or like my system like average to jacked. My channel is aimed at taking the average person, giving them a 3-day to 4-day a week system that's easily implementable and getting them jacked without training 6 to 7 days a week, without having to live in the gym, without having to obsess over every detail, and still being able to live your life and chase your other goals. And so all that being said, that kind of gives you some context on, you know, why I make the videos that I make. So all of this background, everything you're seeing right now, it's really cool, man, because whenever we were looking at buying this house, I kind of envisioned that I would sit down like on this deck. There's a lot of cool angles and a cool like wooded backdrop. But this is where I would start doing more talking head raw videos to help you guys. And the reason I'm telling you all this is because this aligns with the first point that I'm gonna make on why you've been training all these years and you still don't have abs. You still don't have the body that you want. You look in the mirror, you're still unconfident. It's like, what are you doing wrong? What are the things that could be holding you back? And actually, that's what brought this idea up. Is my life has been chaotic. And if you've been following my channel, you know that I'm big on routines. Like I say it in almost every video, is like, you need a plan, you need a routine. So I'm super big on routines. And over the last 3 to 4 weeks, buying this house, I've had to remodel by painting, pulling up all the plank flooring, redoing the concrete, painting it. We've had to move everything in, and it was just me and my fiance, but you know, she's pretty small, so she couldn't really help with much other than, you know, some of the bigger items, and you know, she helped me lift them and get them out of the house. But we moved to a new state with really no help, and I probably could have asked some coworkers that they actually offered to help me, but I'm just so hard-headed. I'm like, I'll do it on my own. But all that being said, is my main goal in my life right now is building a fitness brand and building, you know, my physique up to help inspire people and show them that it's not complicated. And what I've noticed is going from someone, Rain's trying to get my smoothie, going from someone who was very routine oriented, could wake up, follow the steps that I laid out, and life was pretty automatic and pretty robotic, which isn't a bad thing. I noticed that moving into this house, man, everything's been crazy. Like yesterday, I installed a washer and dishwasher. I had to run to Lowe's, and then I didn't have a part. I had to go back, and I didn't have food cooked. I didn't have anything prepped, and I was just like all over the place. And that's been the last 3 to 4 weeks. And the reason that I'm making this point right now is because I know for a fact that that is most of your guys' life. Like, you wake up with no plan, no direction. Your feelings and your emotions are what is just pulling you around. And so it's like, no wonder you're not getting in the gym. No wonder you're sporadic with your workouts. No wonder you're sporadic with your food and your results. It's like, the number one thing that you can do, and even if you clicked off this video right now to start getting the results in the gym, is you need to start planning tomorrow today. So even though I just said I've been chaotic, I've been sporadic, I've been all over the place, my diet's probably been the worst thing because I'm just eating randomly throughout the day at random times, and my body's just used to being on a structure. The one thing that I have done though, is I've stuck with waking up at the same time in the morning, which gives me that 2 to 3 hours before the world wakes up for me to pursue my goals, which is making my content and my social media stuff. And then 2, it's hitting my workouts. So today's a little bit different because I stayed up so late last night getting everything put together in the house. So I was pretty beat up when I woke up. So I said, look, I'm gonna wake up, which normally I would train fasted. I'm gonna wake up, make a smoothie, and then I'm gonna hit a workout. So the cool part of this video is I'm gonna be showing you guys a full workout with the outdoor setup. I've got a gym membership as well, but before I put this thing in the garage, it's gonna hang out outside for a little bit, but I need to get it in the garage soon because the humidity, and it's gonna end up rusting. So I'm ranting, I'm rambling, but the point I'm trying to make is that my life has been really chaotic, going from being on a structured routine, and now I can see it helps me relate to some of you guys who have busy lives, who have kids, who have all these things, and you struggle with getting in the gym, you struggle with making time. But what you have to realize is that you have to put yourself first in certain situations. It's like, if aesthetics, building a body, building your dream physique is your main goal, if you don't pursue that goal, you're going to be resentful. If you give people your time at the start of the day when you could be working out, if you constantly skip workouts and do all these things to help other people, it's like, at what point are you going to prioritize yourself? At what point are you going to put your goals first? Because if you put your goals first and you're happy internally, then you have more to give to the world. So it's like, you need to figure out the time that you need to take to then get in the gym and get to your goals. And so a lot of you guys are not seeing the results you want because you simply do not have a plan. You do not have your GPS system. You do not have your roadmap. So when you wake up in the morning, you should know exactly what you're going to do that day. If you don't know exactly what you're going to do that day, then your emotions and your feelings are going to pull you around. So, not to get into conspiracies and all this crazy stuff, but the way that food is formulated in social media and Netflix and all these things, everything's just grabbing for your attention, and they're so good and they're so calculated at doing that. If you don't have a structure, if you don't have a clear goal, of course you're going to get pulled around. Of course you're going to go grab fast food because you're like addicted to it. Like, it pops up in your brain and you're like, oh, I could go get this food because it's going to make me feel good. I could go watch this show because it's going to make me feel good. I could scroll on social media because it's going to make me feel good. That's the point, man. Like, when you have your plan and you have your roadmap, it's like you get all these things that pop in your head, but you're like, no, I'm not doing that because I have this plan. And so step number 1 of, if you are struggling to see results, even though you've been training for years, is plan tomorrow today. Know what days you're going to work out, know what you're going to eat in the day, know your progression system, know when you're going to rest, when you're going to walk if you're not training, staying active. And then the second one, we're going to jump over to the workout, and then I'll dive more into it. Probably go up one more. All right, guys, so we're about to start the outdoor workout. We talked about the first thing being that you have no plan. And when I mean plan, I'm not talking about a workout plan or a workout program. I'm meaning you have no plan in your life, you have no routine. So we've already talked about that. The second thing is going to be your actual plan for your workouts. So the thing that I see so many times with the people that I coach and the people who have got my course is that they just try to wing their workouts. And most of the time, this is before ever working with me. They wonder why they're not seeing progress. They're wondering why they're stalling. They wonder why they go to the gym year after year and they still look the same. It is simply because you have no plan in the gym. You need a way to track your progression. And I mean, track it like you're a mad scientist, like you're writing down every detail. You're writing out how you felt after each set. Like the more details, the more that you can go back and then look at your previous workout, because we all think like, oh, we'll go in the gym and then we'll just like pick this routine or this exercise and we'll pick this weight. And then we're going to remember the next time we go in. Well, if your life is chaotic, if you're all over the place, you got all these other things, like I can guarantee you the next time you go into the gym and do that same routine and you're planning to add weight, you're not going to remember. So what I use, I'll show you guys real quick, is I use an app called Heavy. It's Hevy. And with my actual like program and my course that I have linked in the description, all of my routines are uploaded to where you just click on the routine and then it goes straight into the app. So that's what I use, but for years I used to use a notebook. I used to use the Notes app on my phone to track. But the only exception I would say, if you, let's say you don't want to track, but you still want to make progress, is when you go to the gym, you have to actually push to the bleeding edge. You can't just go in and go through the motions. Like as a natural, if you want to grow, you need to track your lifts and you need to push yourself. So if you're not going to track your lifts, just go into the gym and push yourself, and then I guess try to remember the weights. I'm not going to recommend that, but you know, there's a lot of jacked dudes who simply just go to the gym and lift as much as possible, leave it all in the gym, and then leave. And they never track their workouts, and they still get results. That's probably like 2% of the people. Most people just go in the gym, do a super easy looking workout, scroll on their phone, and never see results and wonder why. It's like, because you have no plan, you're not tracking your progress. And so the simplest way that I found with progression, because when you actually like look at the first principles of building muscle, it's like, why does your body even build muscle in the first place? It's because it's getting stress applied to it that it's never experienced before, and then it's anticipating that happening again. So if you're just going into the gym in your sets, I don't know if you guys can see me, and your sets are looking like this. So you're doing the same weight for year after year, and you get to your last rep and you're just like this. And there's like no grunting, there's no kind of exhaustion. It's like you're not signaling to your body that it needs to grow. So it's sometimes the obvious things that we actually overlook. And so the first step in what I'm talking about today is creating a plan for your life so you're getting in the gym. The second step is creating a plan for your workouts. And I know that this stuff sounds so obvious, but you wouldn't believe how many people, even when I go to commercial gyms and I'm just observing, I'm just looking around and I'm like, that dude went from doing abs to quarter squats to bicep curls, and I'm just like, he's winging it. He's probably gonna look the same 2 or 3 years from now. And if that's his goal, that's fine. But I know most of you guys watching, that's not your goal. Your goal is to get jacked. And so with all that being said, is like, have your plan, Notes app, workout app, whatever it is, make sure whenever you're going to the gym, you're progressively getting stronger in some way. It could be weights, it could be rest time. So you're, instead of resting for 2 minutes, you're doing the same weight, resting for 1:30 minutes. That's building up the work capacity, or you're doing more repetitions. So now we're gonna jump into today's workout, which is gonna be a push. We're gonna be doing incline bench, dumbbell bench press. We're gonna do low to high cable flies, or also can be called like Supermans or whatever, basically in this position, pushing upwards to follow that same angle for your chest. And then we are gonna be doing triceps. So I'm currently only working out 3 days a week, but I'm gonna show you guys exactly what a hard set looks like and the exact way that I train. And once again, if you wanna know in all details the exact steps that I'm following, then check out the link in the description below. I've posted nothing but free content over the last couple of years, so all of my advice is free if you want to go back through the videos, but my course basically takes all of that and then just puts it in a step-by-step system with obviously much more nuance, much more detail, and a lot more value inside of the course. So I know it sounds like I'm out of breath right now, but my sinuses from the cold and hot weather in Florida right now has just got me all messed up. So we're gonna jump into this workout to show you guys exactly how I train. So for warm-ups, just like everything on my channel, it's all about simplicity. Guys, truly, I'll grab like a band. Right now I don't have any, the gyms that I go to do, but I'm just gonna grab 5 pounds since I don't have a resistance band. And I'm simply just gonna start warming up my shoulders, warming up my body. Normally I'll walk on a treadmill for 10 minutes on a slight incline at a moderate speed just to get the blood flowing and my heart rate up. But the aim of my warm-ups is not to exhaust myself. It's simply just to go through the motions, warm up my body, go through the angles that I think my body is gonna go through when I'm doing these movements. So I might do 10 repetitions, kind of swinging. There's no kind of, structure where I'm just like, it's like, just warm your body up, man. Just get a jump rope, jump around, move around, do some lunges. It doesn't matter. At the end of the day, you're just trying to get your body warmed up. So I do a few repetitions of that, which I'm not gonna record all of it, but I'll normally do like 3 sets of each. I'll get up here to the pull-up bar and I'll do some dead hangs just to kind of decompress the spine. And then I might even go into some pull-ups and hold it. But the idea is that I'm just getting loose. So if I could go in this garage and find my jump rope, I would get that since I don't have access to a treadmill. But 10 to 15 minutes, sometimes less, just get your body warmed up. All right, so once I've done that warm up, I like to go to my first movement, which is gonna be incline bench. And basically what I'm gonna do is just start doing some lightweight repetitions just to get those motor patterns kind of woken up, if that's even the correct way to say it. But just like go through the patterns so your body recognizes what you're about to do and it slowly starts to activate those muscles. Maybe that's all bro science, but you guys get what I'm trying to say. So I'll do like 10 to 15 repetitions. Now the goal is simply to start ramping up, and I'll normally do that in like 3 to 5 increments. So after I do the barbell, I'm gonna go up to 135, and then I might do 155, 185. And then the working weight today is 225 for a 1 rep training max. And you guys that have been watching might be like, Eric, you were doing that weight like a month ago. And guys, right now I'm just maintaining. Like, life is so all over the place with me and my nutrition, and just everything is kind of out of balance. And so I'm not really pushing progression. But once I get settled in and the sleep's back on point and these other things, like, I will start pushing back to the progression. But that's what's beautiful about this system, is that once you've built the muscle mass, it takes such little quantity to keep it. And so as long as I'm maintaining and not going backwards, I'm fine. So I'm going to add the weight on here, and then we're gonna ramp up. And I'm used to lifting with music, I can't lie to you guys, but I'm not sure how that's gonna work with me having this mic attached. So we're gonna listen to nature. Watch out, rain. All right, so we've got 135 loaded. Basically, before I lift, take a deep breath, get everything tight and ready to lift, go up, and then slow and controlled. I like to do a pause so I'm not using any momentum, and then I explode. So 5 repetitions. All right, so we just finished the first working set, and that is not considered like an all-out max. So I don't want you guys to think that I'm just loading up the bar and pushing myself as hard as I can without having someone to spot me. That's what you call a training max. So it's typically around 85 to 95% of your 1 rep max. And the purpose of that is to implement strength into your routine. And by lifting at that high percentage, that 90, 95%, it's going to recruit a lot of your muscle fibers for the rest of your workout. So I train for strength and aesthetics. So I enjoy lifting heavy at the first part of my lift and then moving on to hypertrophy work. So if you wanted to, you could do the 1 rep training max, and then you could do a back off of 3 sets of that same movement. For me, I just like doing the barbell incline bench for the strength. I originally said at the start of this video that we were gonna do dumbbell incline press after for like more range of motion, but where I'm not at a gym, I only have up to 50-pound dumbbells, and I'm normally doing like 80s or 90s for the incline. So instead, we are going to switch over and do the movement that I normally do on my overhead press day, which is dumbbell flies. So we're gonna do dumbbell flies and then go to the low to high cable fly. And on these, I'm still learning the form, but you wanna keep your elbows slightly bent, because if you keep them too straight, it's gonna put too much stress on your shoulders. So slightly bent and just really get that deep stretch. Squeeze at the top. But if you've never done these, just start light, and I can promise you, next day, if you really push yourself, you'll really feel it in your chest. So it's like a hybrid between, you know, a dumbbell incline bench. And remember, this first set is just to get your body kind of accustomed to the movement you're going to be doing before you start really putting a lot of resistance. So it's just going through the ranges of motion. And on this exercise, you should feel your chest on fire. If you don't feel it in your chest, you're probably doing it wrong. All right, so we're gonna move into the first working set. And I wanna reiterate, or maybe I haven't said that in this video, but my goal is not to be the biggest, most jacked dude. My goal is to be lean and then strong for my body weight. Right now, I hover around 185, 187 pounds at 6 foot height. So that's my goal. My goal is aesthetics and strength. So if you're wondering, like, Eric, why aren't you training a different way? This is what I found over the 10 years of training to be, 1, the most enjoyable for me, and 2, the best way to achieve aesthetics for me. So I want you guys to notice whenever I'm doing this set that I'm gonna push myself. So watch how I'm doing this and watch towards the end of this, and then compare it to how you're training, because I can tell you, if you're not exhausted after your set, you're not going hard enough and you're not gonna signal your body to grow. So here we go. All right, so we just finished up 3 pretty challenging sets. I did 12 reps on every single one of them. So with my system, 12 reps is the goal. Now I will drop down to 8 reps, and then my dog's barking at somebody. I'll drop down to 8 reps and then increase the weight to 45s. So we hit that target rep range, drop back, and then we build back up. So we're gonna move into low to high cable flies. And guys, another really good thing about this system, and when you're not trying to be some competitive bodybuilder, but you're just training to get more jacked for everyday life, is that when you're going through times like me right now where life is kind of hectic, you can kind of auto-regulate. Like instead of doing 5 sets like I normally do, I just did 3 sets. I still stimulated my body, stimulated my muscles, still gonna get that stimulus to grow without having to push myself, because at the end of the day, I could have pushed the 5 sets, but I also was really active yesterday. So it's all about listening to your joints, listening to your body, and then just adjusting from there. I used to start from the bottom and then I would go up, come back down. I have no resistance on this right now, so it's gonna kind of stick. But now what I'll do is I'll take them, I'll twist, and then go into this motion here. For me, I feel it a lot more in my chest, and it's a lot more comfortable than that low angle. So this is still in that same angle as the muscle fibers, but I go here, here, and then kind of push up almost as like I'm doing an overhead press, or you could think of it like you're on one of those seated incline press machines. Deep breath and then explode. And if you guys don't have access to a cable setup, if your squat rack doesn't have that, then you can always just do the incline dumbbell bench as well as the dumbbell flies. Like, you do not have, I'm out of breath, but you do not have to overcomplicate it. Like, just because I'm doing this angle here, you still can get the same, technically the same movement doing dumbbell incline bench. So just don't overthink it, man. Just get stronger, keep working out. All right, so next up is gonna be some cable lateral raises. And once again, if you do not have a cable machine, then you can just use dumbbells. So what I like to do is get a slight lean, allow this to kind of be pulled down by the weight to go ahead and get some resistance. And then I just simply breathe in. Now, some people will bend their arms a whole lot. You want to straighten your arm out and just a slight bend. Just put all the focus on your shoulders. All right, so that's pretty much the video. The first thing we talked about is creating your daily plan so you're consistently showing up for the gym. The second thing was creating your workout plan, your workout program. Are you consistently lifting more weight? Are you consistently doing more reps? Do you have a plan, or are you going to the gym and just guessing? Are you going to the gym and just building a workout on the spot like 99% of people who work out? So today, you guys are just getting to see like a brief workout. The reason that I'm not doing triceps and some accessories like I planned is because I'm way behind schedule. Filming takes a lot longer than you think. So like every time I'm doing a set, I have to, switch the angles and re-record and do all these things. So it takes an hour workout and makes it almost 2 hours. So all that being said is normally I would do some more accessory work for volume, but with all of this additional manual labor I'm having to do, like today I've got to get this stuff planted back here, these trees planted. I have 5 trees at the front. So I'm gonna be doing a lot more labor, and I just don't want to kill myself with this workout. So the whole, I guess, theme of this video, the whole takeaway is that create your plan, figure out why you're not showing up consistently. If it is because other people and other things are constantly taking your time, you need to analyze them, and you need to ask yourself, like, are these things worth my goal? Like, how can I prioritize my goal first? So you take care of your needs first, and then you have that extra to give. And then 2 is once you've got your consistent routine, it's when you're going to the gym, make sure you're not training half-ass. Make sure you're pushing yourself. Make sure you're pushing yourself, giving it everything you got, leaving it all in the gym, It's not to say to go in there and get injured and do some crazy stuff, but the whole message of my content and my videos is that you can build a decent physique. You might not be the biggest or the strongest guy from this information, but you're gonna be above average. You can go from average to jacked with a simple system. It's what I'm gonna continue to preach. So if you guys want me to dive into more nutrition, show you more behind the scenes, more of the day-to-day life stuff, so you can see kind of that I am a normal person that does normal things and still am able to stay in shape and maintain abs year long. If you want to see more of that content, if you're liking this content, the easiest way to tell me that is either by commenting below or by liking the video. That feedback is what helps me. It's what helps me know what you guys want to see. And then if you want to connect with me outside of YouTube, check out the Discord community link below. It's basically a place where you can ask questions. There's a general chat. I post motivational stuff pretty much daily. And then just, it's the way you can communicate with me outside of YouTube. So I got to jump off here and get to doing the rest of the stuff today, which I still got to edit this, which will take a couple hours, but appreciate you guys, man. Talk to you all in the next one. Peace.